Hello, beautiful souls, all of you. I have a small request for you today. Please try to free yourself from resentment, anger, regret, and constant frustration. These emotions are taking much more of your energy than you may realize. So, what does this really mean and how can you do it? Let's talk about together. When you live in states of hurt, anger, guilt, and unspoken disappointment, your inner energy slowly disappears. You think these feelings protect you, but in reality, they keep you tired and emotionally heavy. Holding on to the past forces the mind to repeat the same memories again and again, and each repetition strengthens the pain instead of healing it. Emotional tension doesn't stay only in the mind, it settles in the body. Tight shoulders, shallow breathing, constant fatigue, and restlessness are often signs of emotions that are never released. When the body stays in this state for a long time, it forgets how to relax. Freeing yourself doesn't mean ignoring what happened. It means choosing not to suffer again every day because of it. Awareness is the first step. When you notice anger or regret rising, pause, take a breath, observe the feeling instead of becoming it. And the next step is acceptance. Accept that the past cannot be changed, but your relationship with it can. Each moment you choose understanding instead of resistance. You protect your energy. Letting go is a process. Be patient with yourself. Little by little, as you release emotional weight, you will feel lighter, calmer, and more present. Pain is not something we ask for, but it is often sometimes we need. When life is easy, we usually stay where we are, even if we are not happy. Pain works like an alarm. It wakes up and forces us to look at our lives more honestly. In my old workplace, I didn't feel valued. I worked hard, but my efforts were invisible. I didn't like the environment, yet I stayed. I was stuck in a circle of routine, fear, and self-doubt. I knew I was unhappy, but I couldn't fight the power to leave. Comfort and habit were stronger than courage. Over time, the situation slowly hurt my confidence and energy. That pain, however, wasn't useless. It showed me that what I didn't want. Feeling ignored made me understand how important respect is for me. Feeling tired made me realize that I needed change, not excuses. Pain became a teacher. It pushed me to ask better questions about my future and my values. Using pain to create something new means listening to it instead of running away. When we accept pain, we can transform it into the growth. In that way, pain doesn't destroy us. It becomes the beginning of a stronger and more conscious self. Our subconscious mind, our brain, and our energy field are constantly dealing with unresolved emotions. Even when we are not aware of it, these inner processes continue to work in background. You may think you have moved on or that it no longer matters, but these emotions are still active. They quietly consume your energy. This is what we call an energy leak. When your energy is constantly leaking in this way, how can you fully show up in your life as your true self? How can you reach your highest potential? It becomes very difficult. That is why I invite you not to ignore these inner areas. Please do not act as if they don't exist. Instead, look carefully at your life. Who are you holding resentment toward? Who are you angry with? Where do you feel regret, disappointment, or deep frustration? Look at these areas with courage. Set the intention to transform them and to free yourself from their weight. All of us experience these things. We are human. We have relationships. We get betrayed. People lie to us. We may be deceived or treated unfairly. We experience conflicts with friends, partners, family members. Sometimes the balance of giving and receiving is broken. There are people who hurt us and make us unhappy. This is not a mistake. Relationships are one of our main tools for growth. They are the process where you experience who you are. You go through this relationship so that you can evolve and develop. However, when pain remains unresolved, when trauma is not transformed, when energy becomes stuck in resentment or unforgiveness, it drains you deeply. These emotional blocks demand attention every day. Even if you try to ignore them, there is powerful saying, not forgiving someone is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Take a moment and reflect on this. You are the one drinking the poison, yet you wait for the other person to suffer. Is that truly possible? What does this mean is simple but profound. The harm is happening to you. That's why forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness is one of the highest form of protection. Forgiveness doesn't mean what happened was right. It doesn't mean you forget. It means you choose yourself. When you forgive, you free your energy. You become lighter. Your body relaxes and your mind becomes clearer. Your heart softens. Forgiveness releases you from the past and brings you back to the present moment where your real power exists. You deserve peace, you deserve clarity, and you deserve to live without carrying emotional weight that no longer serves you. Let this be an invitation. Choose freedom and choose healing. By the way, if you liked the video, please hit the like button. When you look at content about forgiveness on YouTube or social media, you will see many different messages. Some of them create a misunderstanding. Forgiveness is often presented as if it comes from ego, pride. As if someone says, I'm bigger than you, you are smaller than me, I forgive you, now you can go. This is not real forgiveness, my friend. What I'm inviting you to practice has nothing to do with ego, pride, or arrogance. It is not about feeling superior. It's not about proving that you are right or morally higher. Real forgiveness doesn't place you above anyone else. Forgiveness is an energetic process. We do it cut the invisible strings pulling us backward. We do it release the energies that keep draining us from behind. We do it from emotional burdens we no longer need to carry. When we forgive, we are not giving something to other person. We are taking our energy back. Think of it like putting down a heavy bag you have been carrying on your back for years. That bag may contain old pain, anger, disappointment, and regret. Forgiveness allows you to gently place that bag on the ground and continue walking on your own path with more ease, lightness, and clarity. This is not done from ego. This is done from freedom. There is also a common belief that parents cannot be forgiven or that bonds with them should never be transformed. This is not true. When we speak about forgiveness or cutting energetic ties, we don't mean rejecting people or pushing them out of our lives. It doesn't mean saying go away and disappear. Forgiveness and energetic boundary work are about transforming what exists between you and the other person. It's about healing resentment, anger, guilt, and disappointment. It is about releasing trapped energy that has been stored in the body and emotional field for years. These unresolved emotions affect much more than your mood. They influence your abundance, your money issues, your relationship, and even your physical health. When your energy is constantly being pulled toward the past, there is less energy available for creativity, joy, and growth. Your abundance flow weakens because your system is busy holding on old pain. When you transform these emotional blocks, energy begins to return to you. Your body feels lighter, your mind becomes calmer, and your life starts to move forward again. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is not denial. It is not forgetting. Forgiveness is conscious release. It's self-respect. This is energetic, clear. You deserve to walk your path without unnecessary weight. You deserve clarity, ease, and flow. Forgive not about anyone, but finally be free. One powerful strategy when you are angry at someone is this: send them love, not because they deserve it, not because what they did was acceptable, but because you deserve peace. Sending love to people you're angry with sounds almost impossible. I know your mind will resist, and every part of you says they don't deserve it. But this practice is not about them. It's about you. Anger is heavy. Resentment stays in the body like unpaid debt, quietly draining energy. When you send love, you are not approving what happened. You are choosing not to carry the pain any longer. You release yourself from the burden of replaying this story. Love, in this sense, is not weakness. You are cleaning your inner space so your soul can breathe again. Life moves through cycles of existence and disappearance, gains and losses, joys and sorrows. Everything flows continuously like a river that never stops. When you look back at your past, you may notice that you have separated from many people. Many events have happened at the time. They felt heavy and meaningful. You may have suffered deeply, yet when you look at them now, you realize that most of those moments no longer carry the same importance. What once felt unbearable may now seem distant and almost empty of meaning. What truly remains is not the events themselves, but emotional pain connected to them. Money comes and goes. Jobs are lost and found. People enter our lives and leave again. You were able to be happy before certain people arrived, and you can be happy after they leave. You were happy when you had money, and you can still be happy without it. Everything moves from existence to absence, and from absence back to existence. If you observe your life closely, especially after your 30s, you start to see that nothing stays the same. Everything changes. What exists disappears, and what disappears returns in another form. But pain is different. Emotional pain settles deeper. I call this emotional memory. Memories themselves are not a problem. In fact, having memories is a beautiful part of being an intelligent human being. The real problem is emotional memory. Emotional pain stays in the body and the mind for a long time. It creates sadness, tension, and even physical problems. Over time, it changes how you look at life. When a similar situation appears again, the mind immediately goes back to the past, trying to protect you from pain. It makes you miss the present moment and the opportunities it carries. So I ask you, dear friend, while living your life right now, in your relationship, in your work, in all areas of your life, can you exist with deep awareness without adding emotional reactions? Where awareness exists, emotions do not control you, yet you still experience love fully. Where awareness doesn't exist, the mind moves constantly between past and future, creating endless problems. Many teachings talk about letting go of pain. There are methods, meditation, and techniques. But the most critical point is simple. Can you become aware right now, at this very moment? Notice my words. Notice your breath. Notice the sounds around you. Maybe you hear the wind, distant voices, or your own heartbeat. When your attention is fully with what is happening. In short, the main cause of our pain is lack of awareness. If you want to stop creating painful memories, give your full attention to what is happening now, not by forcing focus, but by gently being aware of everything. When comparison starts, take a breath and return to this moment. Life continues, and when you live in the present, pain slowly loses its power. Thank you for listening.